Hello, in this tutorial we're going to go from start to finish with a posture and seated posture assessment from RemoteScreen, just to show you on the client or patient side how the images would look on their device, as well as the doctor, therapist, or fitness professional side on the iPad. Okay, so I'm showing this here on an iOS device for RemoteScreen. Android is very, very similar. Couple caveats because we've had some questions on this. If you're going to do a seated analysis, you also need to have a standing posture from the front and side. That stands to reason because you would always want to have a standing posture whenever you do a seated posture, otherwise the seated posture is completely out of context. So objectively, you need to have all three. So with that being said, make sure you have all three captured, and I've already shown in other videos how to link it to the professional's account. Now, at this point in time, I'm going to go ahead and click this button that says send to the account, verify the information. The client will have to double check that they really do want to send it, so they send it. Now it's sending the files up to the cloud, and this is my personal phone, so I may get a push notification on this saying that an exam has been done. You might see a push notification come through. With that being said, once you get that email, it will be uploaded to the cloud. So on this device on the side here, what we're going to do next is, after you've gotten that email in, what you're going to do next is you're going to come over here, click the button up here, and then you're going to click the remote screen button, and then you're going to drag down from the top here, and you're going to see Joe's sit screen was uploaded. So now at this point, you're going to go ahead and download it. And at this point, it's going to download, and then it's going to go over to the client view. So click up here again, the client list, and now you're going to see Joe's sit screen. So now if I come over and drill in, and now we have a remote screen, this is basically telling you that this was a remote screen, so you know when it was uploaded and when you downloaded it. Okay, we have a posture and we have a seated analysis. So to start this, you have to make sure, and I note this in other tutorials, augmented reality needs to be turned off on your device if you're in version 10.1 or 10.2 of posture screen. Otherwise, you're not going to see the posture analysis. So if you're unsure of that, you just simply come in here, and if you were going to do a new screening, you want to make sure that this is turned off. Okay, so if that is toggled on, make sure it's toggled off. Okay, so let me go back to the client view. We're going to go back to Joe's sit screen, and now I'm going to go ahead and click right here to edit that. And so now, since this is turned off, we're going to hit crop the photo, and let me do this here. So we're going to crop the photo here. Let me go ahead and bring this up. Sorry. And then we're going to bring this down. And if you ever want to straighten the floor, you have these tools down on the bottom, which I noted in another tutorial. You can go ahead and do so. A lot of this has to do with photo perspective. Okay, you can see the normal standing posture there. Okay, so we can go ahead and digitize that posture. Remember, augmented reality, the benefits of that, if this was in the office, you could do this real time. The computer is going to find the spots for you, and literally you do a posture assessment in like 3 to 5 seconds. Literally, it takes no time to do it, and then you just double check the work. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, either email in or do a search in our knowledge base for augmented reality. It's the new assisted posture methods on the newer iOS devices, which is truly amazing. But let's go ahead and do this with RemoteScreen. You're going to have to digitize these manually. So we'll come in and let's go ahead, and since these have both been cropped, now I can move in, or I can move on to the seated posture, but let's go ahead and just finish what we're doing here. Begin posture exam. So I'm going to go ahead and manually click these points. I'm going to do this fairly fast. We can always change the points. I'm just doing this to just exemplify how to do the assessment, okay? So you're going to digitize these just old school style before we had augmented reality, okay? Now that that's done, if I wanted to come back up here and go back to the main menu, so if you don't know how to do that, you can always come back to the client list, okay, if you ever get confused. So now I've finished the posture exam. Let's go ahead and show you how to import a seated analysis sit screen. In another video, we show you how to import the video for, say, a squat assessment. Here, what we're doing is start to finish to show you the seated analysis. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here again. We're going to hit crop image. And at this point, it's going to populate. You can go ahead and bring this down if you want. Okay. And now you're going to follow the prompts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do the screen, and then we're going to do the eye here, shoulder, and this would be underneath the shoulder. I show this in the main tutorials. Okay, and of course you can move any points that you see to. Now remember, this is going to be the mid-torso, so it's underneath my arm. Okay, just so you know. All right, and if you ever forget, you can always double check by clicking those points to know exactly where we are. Okay, you can always double check that. And that's how you do a remote seated analysis. Now if I wanted to come in here and generate a seated client assessment, again, I can email it to them. That's kind of what it would look like. Okay. Again, if I wanted to come back in and email them the posture exam, I can come down here and generate that document as well too and email it. I could email it here and send it to them, or if I wanted to just take a look at it, I can go ahead and do a preview and show what it is. So that's how easy it is to do a remote screen for the seated analysis as well as posture screen from start to finish. You saw it all here. If you have any additional questions, reach out to support@posturescreen.com. Thank you, everyone.